Hello, everybody. My name is Dion Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're coming to you live from Round 5 of the Ryloth Galactic Championship Qualifier. Super excited to be here. We got 2 more rounds left tonight. We've already casted 4 rounds, and we got a blast from the past versus a meta staple. But before we go too far, just like all of our Galactic Championship coverage, we have been teaming up with content creators from around the X-Wing community, and this round it is a community team up with the Firestorm Squadron Firecast. How's it going, gentlemen?
Good job, Dion. I'm good, man. It's Nick here.
Yeah, Phil here as well. I'm glad to be back. This is going to be a fun one.
All right, now before we break down these matchups, I want to remind you guys you can go ahead and place your bets. Bets should be open for probably about another minute or 2. If you don't know how to do it, one of our moderators can help you out, or one of our awesome people in our community to get you going. You can check your balance by typing !points. Now, this round and all of our rounds are brought to you by Curled Paw Creatives. Use that coupon code RYLOTH2020 to get 20% off. Let's go ahead and break down these lists.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the resistance in this one. So we've got Talisan Lintra even, with heroic proton rockets, advanced torpedoes, ZZ with heroic proton rockets and advanced optics, I should say, and Ray with Corsair, Rose Tico, Finn, and Ray's Millennium Falcon title, which is basically means she can hit like a truck because she can use Rose to get target locks, Finn with the blank dice as well, and use her ability to change a blank to a hit or an evade if the opponent is in the front arc. And Corsair allows her to really comfortably shed that stress, no matter how many stress she's got if she does a blue maneuver. So she can go over a debris cloud with a blue maneuver, then shed the stress because it's after executing. So a very maneuverable ship with her ability, and I've been enjoying flying this list myself. So I'm anxious to see how they do against this old ghost from the past, shall we say.
Indeed. Well, you say old ghost from the past. It's literally about a year and a half now since the Quad Phantoms of Duke of Old. But yes, we do have Quad Phantoms here, but all with Crackshot this time. And unfortunately, I kind of disagree with you. I think that, as I was saying before in our little chat, I quite like the Phantoms to win here. I think if the Resistance can keep them from cloaking, keep them spending the tokens, then it may go Ray's way. But if not, I do think the Imperials may have the upper hand.
Now, I did find it very interesting to see people go, "Oh, cool, Quad Phantoms." This is a remember, this was the 6 Nantex list of old. Okay, people were hemming and hawing about it, but what I think it does is it brings back memories of playing X-Wing in person. I think that's what it is. So,
indeed. I mean, what world do we live in where people go, I'm excited to see Quad Phantoms, when a year and a half ago it was, oh no, not more Quad Phantoms?
Well, there was a slight difference, let's be fair. So there was Duke, which automatically triggered because they automatically got their evade by decloaking. Which was massively more powerful than a Crackshot. A Crackshot involves having to get into position, get that bullseye, and then you can cancel one of the dice. So I think that has gone a long way to staving off the craziness that was the 4 Phantoms previously.
Well, we'll see who wins this matchup. Looking right now, Christopher taking a bit of a conservative approach here with his approach. Now, I'm curious to see what Blake does. Traditionally, and I played Quad Phantoms when in their heyday, but the Quad... yes, I was the bad guy. Okay.
That's right, we have dumb flying 6 Nantex. It's fine, we're used to it. But yeah, no, I do agree though, Dion. I'm interested to see what Blake's approach will be here. Christopher is being so cagey at first here. I think that if Blake can get in position, if he can line up those crack shots, which is a little easier on Ray, of course, with that large base, 2 turns of good shooting and Ray could potentially go down, but you can't let those A-wings going unchecked. They may only be 2 dice guns. If they get amongst you at range 1, they're 3 dice. And if the Phantoms are not cloaked at that point and don't have their evade tokens, if you can force them to spend their evade tokens, then you make those ships a lot more predictable. So it depends on the engagement, which is why I think that Blake may take his time setting up the engagement he wants. If it comes down to final salvo, weight of dice on the side of the Imperials will have it there, but I think this is going to be cagey until it all explodes, and then it's going to get violent.
One of the advantages that Christopher does have in his list is the fact that all his ships are initiative 5, all the Phantoms are initiative 4, so you can have some opportunities to, of course, initiative kill ships, but as well as forcing Blake into situations where he has to choose whether or not to spend that evade before having the opportunity to get his own attacks off there, because there is some token management there, and same thing with the focus that you assume he's going to be doing on for his action most of the time. It makes the Phantom player have to make tough choices. Very often you will see Phantom players being willing to lose shields as long as they don't go into half points, but they can spend their evade token. But there's a point where it's like, I think it's worth taking damage to still keep my decloak. It's just really dependent on the location of the board. But watch out for that to happen a little bit here.
Well, each of I lost my line page. Each of the resistance ships though is fully capable of actually just deleting a Phantom. If the Phantom blanks out and there's been a decent 5 dice shot from those prockets on either of the A-wings, or Ray with her extra fin ability having an extra dice, already having a target lock potentially from defense or whatever from previous turn, you could see 2 dead Phantoms in a turn comfortably.
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. You're right. Those proton rockets do pack a punch.
They do indeed. And if the Phantom isn't cloaked, if it doesn't have that evade token at that point, if something else has shot it, let's say Ray's already gone into it, could very easily delete a Phantom in a turn, no problem. Which is why, as you're saying, you've got to play it with the Phantoms. You've got to play a little bit more conservative with those tokens, as per the Duke of Old. Especially now you got Crackshot. Crackshot's good though. If he can force, as I said, all 4 to line up on Ray, get the Crackshots off, push that damage through, then he'll be in a good spot. I think Blake is just trying to use the cloaks at the moment, so he's feigning going towards the left-hand side of the board, coming down towards the resistance, and now he's going up the top there. I think he's trying to force Christopher to commit first, to then see where he wants to strike. I do think this is going to be a game of whoever gets the better first engagement may end up winning the game.
Yeah, I mean, the decloak options for Blake here are really good. So he can decloak, hard turn, and then still be facing all of Christopher's list, and have all the arcs where he wants him to be. I can see what Chris is trying to do. It was kind of, with Ray going up that flank, was trying to draw the Phantoms over to one side so the A-wings could get the flank. But Blake has put himself in a good position where he's not really allowing that to happen, and can potentially just decloak towards his board hedge here, and then just sit and go, well, you go where you want to. I'm going to sit here and wait for you to come to me, because I'm just setting my position ready. And that's what Phantoms do.
Though I think if Christopher can time it right, though, if Christopher can time it right, even though the Phantoms have the option to decloak straight and bank in if they want to get aggressive, or do what I honestly think he's going to do, which is the candy cane to the right, right, barrel roll, or decloak
Back
right, and then hard turn, or the one bank. I mean, Ray can get into position now. The A-wings are close enough to also get into position to take a shot and possibly punish the Phantoms. It's you have the firepower and some health. I think the turn is either going to be this one or next one before we get our first engagement. I'm going to go ahead and close the betting, by the way, because I reopened it.
It's like that, standing on the edge of the cliff, just waiting to jump when you're base jumping.
Yeah.
So, do I go yet? I don't know. Okay, now.
Woody, as I said, Nick, you've been using Ray quite a bit of late. So, what do you think of Christopher's positions at the moment, and what would you be doing? What's in your head currently? Where do you think you would be?
I mean, I like Rays. Rays can sit back for a little bit. The A-Wings need to just get in position and spread out a bit. You can't joust these Phantoms. For anyone who hasn't seen Quad Phantoms before, you can't joust the Phantoms. There's too many red dice in those ships to try and even sit in that front arc. But the A-Wings have that benefit of that turret where they can shoot front or back with. So they need to kind of use their time on target to get their positions, get around the sides, attack from all the angles they can. It's another one of those lists that likes to fly in kind of that block formation that we saw earlier on today from the HMP droids. Is that they like to stick together, they like to support themselves with overlapping firing arms. And if Chris can kind of get that position where he can get one of his ships or two of his ships into a flank, or even better if we can get behind them, he'll be able to just rain fire down without much consequence. But that's a really difficult thing to do when, as we're going to see here, as Dion quite obviously pointed out, that we're probably going to see the candy cane or the one bank in to present as much arc towards the incoming resistance as possible. And I can hear that my dog is whining, trying to get out. Stay here for a minute.
Yeah, Rusty's agreeing with you in the background there.
JKRC62, thank you so much for gifting the sub there. And there are the banks we suspected. These are the banks you're looking for.
Indeed. I do think that the bank is the right maneuver here, though. I think the hard turn for green and brown would have been a little bit too tricky for the upcoming, for the following turn. I'm interested to see what the resistance player, so what Christopher's done here. I think that I like where ZZ is currently. ZZ's got a nice little alleyway to come up through the middle. Tally again is a nice position to come up and raid out. This is the thing, he's going to force Blake to spend those tokens and to put himself, those decloaks, if he has them, into positions he doesn't necessarily want to be in. And actually, even looking at it, green, I'm not sure I like him having to, if they want to try and go to the right, so towards the top end of the board there, I don't know if it's going to fit. So interested to see where, if he does cloak still, where he goes and how he then approaches it. But I think at the moment, I actually like Christopher's position better.
All right, so the A-Wings coming in. Looks like the plan is to split that cloud and the debris and make Blake choose. And by the way, I saw some people asking about just a tabletop simulator question. Remember, if you have low ping on tabletop simulator and you're having trouble with the hover controls on a dial, right-click the dial, click turn on toggle mode, and then all those buttons on the dial actually become buttons. So when you click it, it keeps, the token menu or the maneuver menu open, or the arcs, or all of it works on a button system. But here we go. Ray doing a good job of controlling range. Only has a single Phantom in range, and we'll have a couple of shots into that yellow Phantom.
Indeed. So as the blank from Finn, we'll spend one to get the lock, and then probably re-roll that second, the other blank there. Choosing us not to spend it. No, he does spend it indeed.
Hit, crit.
Ooh.
And forces him to spend the focus. And I think ZZ probably has a shot as well. Yes, she does. Range 3.
Same target. He wants to try and get that evade off.
And 2 hits after spending the focus. And blank out.
Does he spend the evade though? That's the question. Does he really want to?
100%.
Oh, he should. He really should.
So wait, hold on.
He didn't spend it. He kept it.
So he took 1 shield on yellow.
I thought it was more damage than that.
No, I thought it would have been both shields.
He actually rode 1 evade.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Natty's from Ray just goes, no, denied.
Can I do damage? No.
No.
What Ray's actually doing there is she's then using Finn, or is it Rose? Both.
It's a combination of Finn to get the
Yeah,
blank,
Finn to get the
Rose to
blank,
spin it to
and
get the lock.
Rose.
Yep. If you're not familiar with that combo, it's absolutely amazing. So Rose really gets the train going. So it says when you defend or perform an attack, you may spend 1 of your results to acquire a lock on the enemy ships. This would also include if somebody, for instance, tries to attack Ray and completely blanks out on the attack. You could roll the defense die because that's still part of the. After being attacked, regardless of the results, you still get to defend. So you roll your 1 die that actually practically didn't matter, and it's like a free target lock in those cases.
Now, just going back to where Zizi is here, I'm not sure I liked the boost because the options now are really limited, and it's probably, in fact, going to go straight over that debris. Because the 2 hard's not going to fit to clear the stress.
No, I agree.
So I would have expected a boost towards the bottom of the map on your screen, and then be able to swing around the next turn, do the 2 hard boost in focus. But as you mentioned earlier, you've got the limited decloak options here, so I think they're potentially going to see a lot of decloaks forward.
Indeed, what's the thing, Dion? You said you've flown the Phantoms a fair amount. So what would be going through your head at this particular moment if you're Blake? Where would you want those decloaks to be if you wanted to decloak at all, unless you want to keep all those 4 dice?
So this upcoming turn is why I would have preferred the hard turn rather than the bank. The bank sets you up nice for if Ray would have come in a little bit faster, but the hard turns would have given you just as many shots just because of range. In the current situation, let me look a little closer at red.
Pretty sure the decloak right doesn't fit.
Yeah, it does not fit. So, I mean, if you're planning on keeping in the block, you can be pretty safe and go to the left. And then maybe I kind of like the idea of hard turning around the debris, though only red, yellow, and brown could probably pull that off. And trying to catch one of the A-Wings, mostly because Ray probably... I mean, Ray's... who knows? Ray is probably just going to blow through the road to the cloud. Ray wasn't a problem when I when I flew Phantom. She was too expensive. Nobody was flying her.
No. And I could quite easily see the decloaking to the left and then 1 banking in. So... then 1 banking up the walls to the right, so then kind of coming back towards Ray potentially, put that debris cloud between the Phantoms and ZZ, try and block off their routes going up. Tally, though, can quite easily come in and punch one in the face at that point, and Ray, again, could come up. But I think out of the options that Blake has, it's going to be, as you said, either trying to come round the debris clouds to the Phantom's left, but as you said, it's going to be very tricky, be very, very tight if they can make it. Or I can see them going towards the debris cloud with a decloak, then 1 banking back up towards the top of the board and facing range, trying keeping those guns on target if that is indeed what he does. Or I can quite easily see him actually just doing 1 banks, taking focuses and staying cloaked. And going, I have 4 evade dice per Phantom with a token. Try and get through that.
Ray says, all right.
Yeah. I like violence. I always choose violence, so I wouldn't do that personally, but it is an option.
Yeah. The other option, of course, is you could always go straight and then turn at the A-Wings. One thing I'd be tempted to do is to break the formation. I know that they fly really nicely in formation. It looks real pretty. But I might think about taking them apart. You take you take brown and yellow, you go to the left. You could then bank right Okay, you bank right to try to trap Ray, and you could do that. You could bring yellow. God, my colors, my brain. I'm so tired right now. Green and red forward, and you could pincer in the opposite direction.
Yeah, you could indeed, and it's not the worst thing in the world to split up the Phantoms for Blake to do that. Just because they look good in a formation, just because, yes, you want to line everything up, doesn't necessarily mean that's what you have to do. And some people can fall into the trap of just going, I have to fly this in a block.
Mm-hmm.
I think that last word was block.
Oh, my Discord crap out. Some people can fall into the trap of just flying it in a block.
All right, so it looks like we got yellow decloaking forward. Is it all of them? Oh, he's breaking it up. I like it. I like it.
That bank in is going to be close. I think that's going to be on the debris.
Going extremely close. Yeah, he wants to try and go a little further forward, further back, I think, to try and stop that from happening.
Yeah. He's tried.
Mm-hmm. Bringing red over as well.
Okay, so I think we're going to see a hard turn from yellow here just to block Ray. But turning down towards the A-wings, and then the rest of the other three Phantoms are all going to line up on Ray.
Yep, try and get those crack shots lined up.
All right.
It looks like round 4.
And here we go. 2 straight. I think that's a little fast to actually get a block there. I think to do a block, you probably would have needed to do a 1 bank. So Ray could pretty easily jump over that, and it might even... Actually, Ray 1 forward doesn't even block that. I think it's on the side.
And he did land on the gas cloud, the debris cloud there.
Uh-oh. No focus. Takes a stress.
In the dice tray.
No damage. Try again.
Oh,
Takes a damage. Punish for rolling outside the box. Telling you, every time. Every time. Punishment.
That's twice tonight, definitely. Yeah.
And if Brown does survive, and if he does cloak in the end phase, he won't be able to get his evade after he decloaks. So punishment all around for landing on the debris cloud there.
I must apologize. I was wrong. That too hard did not touch the debris cloud.
No.
Wow.
I think
And
if he'd
ZZ
gone
taking
too
a 2
hard the
bank.
other way it would have been.
Oh yeah.
And Ray, okay, interesting. She was dialed in a 2 bank to the left. I don't quite understand that maneuver, but this does line some stuff up for Blake. Blake's going to have 3 shots on Ray. Ray has 2 force available and can defend herself pretty good, but the A-Wings have a chance to help Ray out. They're likely going to focus fire at target here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Christopher wants to line up the bullseye for the Prockets, but I don't quite think that. I think that bullseye goes neatly through the gap in the Phantoms there.
I'm just down at model's eye view. It might clip that front Phantom, but I just don't know.
ZZ takes a focus for her action. Sorry, not ZZ, Tally. And it's Pew Pew's time. Ray checking for options. You got range 2 on both red and brown, both obstructed. Actually, no. You have red unobstructed. Excuse me, I was looking at the wrong line. So I guess you go at red.
Well, that's where Tally potentially has... Oh, okay.
So, I think I would have liked red because you could get a range 2 unobstructed shot from ZZ out the back there, it looks like.
Yeah, I think Christopher's just going to try and strip that evade token, and then have Tally and ZZ to finish him off.
True. All right, well, I mean, Brown only having a single token is helpful as well. 1 dice out the box.
I mean, that's a good start, though.
All right, gonna
So
spend one of the results to get a target lock. Hit, crit. And got 2 evades. Spends
That's
it.
the cloud.
Very nice. No damage.
And crucially, thanks to the cloud, they didn't have to spend that evade token, so he still has it for the shots from Tally and ZZ.
And no bullseye.
Look at that. Look at that. Threading the needle.
Straight through the needle.
Threading the needle.
Oh.
And hit crit coming in. This is Tally. One evade, 1 blank. That's hit crit getting through after optics being spent. Could spend an evade token. Does, and takes 1 shield. ZZ out the back. Three hits. That's what A-Wings do. No tokens here. Ooh, taking 3.
Rear shots are the best shots.
Pop, pop, pop. That Phantom is gone. It's just gone. Yep. It was here and it's gone. Dead and gone.
Okay, well, it wasn't 2 Phantoms. I was wrong. It was only 1. I'm sorry.
Man.
Clipping that cloud was just enough to give Christopher the window to get rid of him. That was not good.
Crazy. So the other ramification here, of course, is because Tally hasn't got a ship in Bullseye, is that she can't lend her ability to Ray, or Ray would gain an extra agility dice. For one of the shots, anyway. But.
True. Blake now only has the 2 shots going back into Ray instead of those 3 shots he wanted.
That is going to be some damage into Ray.
Spends the force and just takes it. Just goes, nope, denied. Have fun with that. And of course, lovely. Still adds the blank, spends it to get the free Tiger Lock. And Red didn't have Arc either, so only the 1 shot going into Ray. Blake has not had a good turn this time round.
So I'm right in saying Ray could have avoided all of that if she wanted to, right? Did she? Oh no, she did evade all of it. Never mind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she rolled 1 of each. So she then spent the force to. Sorry, she rolled 2.
It was 3 hits.
Spent the force. Well, no, she rolled. No, it was 2 hits and a blank. She added the blank, got the target lock, spent the force and the focus, and evaded everything.
Yeah.
So I really think that is a massive turn for Christopher, because Blake is now very much on the back foot. Losing that Phantom for no damage in return has just changed the game for him.
Man. There is a real possibility that Christopher could end up not taking any damage this game. Just looking at the positioning now, that is a real possibility. Even though there's 3 ships left on Blake's side, with the amount of space that the decloaks have to cover and the positioning right now, you can have Ray and Tally take out another Phantom in a single turn. ZZ will be back part of the fight in 2 turns. It's going to be interesting.
As I said, that yellow Phantom, I don't think can fit. I don't think the to the right, I think Eclipse does lot. Hasn't got space to the left. Can't go forward.
I think because he can go forward.
Maybe the angle's kind of funky.
Oh. No, I'm pretty sure he can decloak forwards. Because he has
kind of close. But if he does though, it's a very predictable decloak because he cannot go right, cannot go left. So Christopher's going to know exactly where he's going to be. And as I said, now it's 3-on-3, but no damage into the resistance. I put my money on the Imperials on this. I bet everything on the Imperials, and I'm starting to look like a fool, I think, on this one.
I mean, the safer option is to not decloak with yellow and just do the K turn, I think. And just come back another turn, because you're not going to have anything meaningful. Even by the time you do the decloak, which is the only place you do is forwards, if you can do it at all, I should say. By the time you do the decloak and all the shifts move, you're not going to have a shot anyway.
All right, so we had the decloaks to the right. The decloak forward did fit. We'll find out what the maneuvers are here.
Dion, I'm getting really scared. I've been right a lot today.
Yeah, this doesn't usually happen.
All right, 1 hearts to the left for both green and red. That is the classic Phantom Candy Cane. And a slightly larger candy cane from the yellow Phantom. Not really a threat to shoot this turn, but basically setting up for the next turn.
I think I would have preferred the cloak there, just because you're at that position anyway. Extra dice, you can end up having 5 or 6 dice with an evade token. You're probably not going to get hit at all. Rather than just having the 2. But.
Rotate boost are the actions for ZZ. Ray 1 bank left. Now looks like Christopher might be able to. Oh my goodness, the green Phantom is short for the world.
He's in a world of pain at them. Oh dear.
Bullseye's on. You may fire when ready. Pretty sure this is going to be the Procket. Proton rockets.
Oh yeah, X5 in the comments saying Procket times. Yep. Yeah, here we go. Here comes the Procket. Here comes the pain.
5 dice at range 1 to 2 in the Bullseye. Single charge. And you spend the focus for 4 hits there. We get the roll, 1 evade, 1 out the box. We get the roll for the second one. Has to choose to spend a token to avoid damage. I mean, I think at this point you spend the evade.
Yeah, you spend the evade here.
I think you spend the focus because you have the focus result. You're not going to get a chance to use it on offense anyway. Because then you have the guaranteed evade from the evade token.
That's true. I was thinking more on the like the high side. It's unlikely, but on the high side where you throw double focuses, because you're gonna die. Like you're just looking for the maximum number of evades. All right, we got 1 focus. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Afterwards, getting the double focus there, doesn't want to spend anything, but I think he's just going to let the 1 go through here. I'd be tempted to let the 1 go through. You still got Ray coming in at you.
Wow. Guess I was wrong that time.
No, he spends the evade there. Now it's Ray at range 1. Range 2.
Range 2.
Green.
If green can get out of this alive, that is a win. That is a win for Blake.
It is. It is. But I bet he's sweating right now. This is not a happy place for him to be in.
Oh, there it is. All right. Well, you use Ray's ability, spend the force, change that blank to a hit. That's 3 hits and a crit out there. You're looking for natties. You're looking for natties. 1 evade would be nice, but 2 to live. Not gonna happen.
Oh, I guess the saddies instead.
The saddies, yes. So sad. 2 phantoms left. The red phantom is left to shoot here.
I think Green deserves some Fs in the chat for that one. It's just
Fs in the chat.
A lot of violence.
When I've not been funny, that's what this list does. It is made to just punch things really hard, really quickly.
All right, got 1 result, 1 hit. You spend the focus because that's your only hope. Hey, you're gonna get half points on tally. It looks like.
Yep, the worst result for an A-wing to roll is blank focus when you haven't got any tokens. It's very, very sad.
Points well spent on heroic.
All right, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry, go ahead. Ask your question.
Unfortunately, your prediction is going to be a little bit wrong there. Unfortunately, saying he couldn't take any damage. He's taken half points.
It looks like Blake is calling it.
Oh wow!
I think that's probably fair.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations, Christopher Little. Just really a commanding win there. The Quad Phantoms did not have a chance with just some of the great positioning that Christopher did. Some unfortunate dice on Blake's side. It's what happens. It's part of the game. Congratulations to Christopher Little.